Okay, it's finally time to get out my flocking kit. We'll open this up. We've got tape in here so we can mask off what we don't want to have flock on it. We've got our flocking adhesive here, which is colored black, which is the same color as the flocking itself. And we have the flocking applicator. This is also important. The box serves a purpose as well. All right, so once we get our box over here, we're gonna set this part aside for now and take my masking tape. Pull off a nice sizable piece here. I'm just going to mask off this outer edge where I don't want my flock to stick. Let's see. So get that lined up where I want it. Just gonna push down on it, make sure it has a nice good grip on there. Around. Do the same to the other side. Now let's get our two short sides. I'm going to also mask off this piece, which is going to be a little more difficult. Because of all of our curves here, we're going to have to tear our tape into a lot of little pieces. You tear your tape down the middle, you're going to have two flat sides. You tear that in half again. And you're just going to make a line by putting these side by side. Like so. You're going to follow the whole outer edge around, back down, and then we're going to have to do that on both sides, and we'll have to do that up here. We'll have to put the drawer in here and get an idea of where we want the flocking to stop. We're finally ready for the flocking. So I've got my adhesive right here. We're going to go ahead and open this and stir it up. It's very thick. I'm going to make sure I get a nice mix in here. Ooh, it stinks too. Alright, I'm going to have to apply this fairly quickly. I don't want this drying on me. The can, or the instructions for this flocking kit say I've got about 10 to 15 minutes of application time after we get the flocking adhesive on here. So I need to work quick. This is a big box. The brush I'm using is just a cheap acid brush from Amazon. I got a whole pack of them, pretty cheap. These things are single use, so I don't have to worry about getting this adhesive out of this brush when I'm done, which would probably be just about impossible. Really taking care not to hit this adhesive that I've got dripping on the table. Don't want to mess up my finish. If I do mess it up, I can fix it. Just sand off the affected area, reapply our finish. It wouldn't be super difficult. It'd certainly be easier than what I had to do before, where I had to completely remove the entire finish and start over from scratch. That I would not look forward to doing. Okay, I've got the top. The instructions warn that you should try to do this all on one coat. So if you do multiple sections separately, it says the line between will definitely show. So we're really just racing against the clock here. The drawer, because of its shape, should be an awful lot easier to deal with than this part. Okay, there we go. I'll set this aside. I'm going to get my flocking box out as quickly as I can. I'm going to set him in there. And I'm going to start with that top. Just want to cover as much of that as adhesive as humanly possible here. We don't want any part of that shiny. If it's shiny, it means it's still wet, which means it could still have more adhesive stuck to it. It might look like I'm wasting this, but anything that ends up in this box will be completely reclaimable. Carefully pick this up and take a good look at it, make sure I don't have any wet spots, and I do. I most certainly do have some wet spots. So I'm going to take care of those here. There we go. So it's nice and covered, and I don't see any wet parts. Again, I'll just set this to the side. Now we've got all of this extra flocking that came out, missed the project and hit the box. Just gonna pull our top off. Get that back in our little tube here. All right, we're going to put our box aside again. Now it's the time to bring out the drawer. We'll reassemble our flocker. I'm going to do this slowly so it doesn't shoot a whole bunch of flocking out the end until we're ready for it. There we go. I'm going to make certain that our tape has good adhesion around all the sides here. And yeah, I do have adhesive all over me, so it's important to be very conscious of where you're touching. You don't want to get that adhesive on the outside if you can avoid it. And we can start the box now. I'm going to start by doing the bottom. I think I'm going to try a bit of a lighter coat this time. Make sure I get all the corners, all the edges. Now we can start up the sides. Now, thanks to the flocking, we don't have to sand the inside of this box. We don't have to sand the inside of the carcass over there where this drawer is going to sit. That works to our advantage. Saves us on sanding time, especially on the inside of a box like this. Is really difficult to sand. Checking. There's a few parts here that I had not so great coverage on, but that looks really good now. So let's set our brush and our adhesive aside again. bring up our box. And we're ready to flock the inside of the drawer. So we're going to want to focus on the bottom of the drawer first, and then we'll start doing the sides as I turn it around. So I'm just going to make sure we get good coverage down there. Bleed through on wetness down here. You should see the light on there. We're going to get rid of that. There we go. And now, since we're already pointed that way, let's go ahead and make sure that side is covered properly. That looks pretty good. I'm going to give that a few minutes. If I see anything wet pop through there, I'll make sure to cover that. But that's it for the flocking. We're going to give this some time to dry. To fully cure, you're looking at 10 to 15 hours. I might pull off the masking tape before then, just so that it doesn't leave a mark on that brand new exterior lacquer coating. But once this is dry, we'll take another look at it. We've let our flocking adhesive dry overnight, so we've got a nice base here. I'm going to go ahead and turn over our base. Just kind of tap out some of the extra. Just lightly. You don't want to go crazy yet. It's still going to be drying for a few more days, but we're just going to get the majority of it out of there. Okay. And I want to do the same thing with the outside portion of the box. Set that aside for now. And I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner out and clean up my mess. Typically you can reuse this kind of stuff. My box was a little small, so it got out to where I didn't want it. There could be sanding dust and anything else on this paper, so I don't want to reuse any of this flocking. As you can see, my box is still full of flocking. I don't know what you call that, not fabric, but I guess just flocking. That can be reused. I know that there's no sawdust in there. I know that there's no contaminants. That's just going to get thrown right back in the bag it came from. But now, it's time to get off the masking tape. So we're going to go ahead and start pulling off the masking now. Ooh, that's a nice edge. I'm happy with that so far. That looks really nice. It's a very sharp edge. Yeah, that is very nice. I really like that. That turned out perfect. I'm more worried about the outside of the box though. Since there's probably over 100 pieces of tiny little tape here, this might not have turned out perfect. Let's see. That was a pretty easy edge, and that turned out great. That looks perfect. Let's see what the rest of it looks like. Not bad. I don't love this. See, a little bit of overspread from that adhesive. We might be able to do something about that, but it might not be noticeable enough to worry about it. So many pieces of tape. There we go. I'm honestly very happy with that. I think that turned out really well. You get rid of this tape. Let's see how our drawer fits in here, huh? Oh, that's brilliant. That fits really well. Yeah, that is really nice. I really like that. Wasn't sure how this box would turn out. I thought at some points that it might be too large. I don't think that's too large at all. I think that that is a nice size. It definitely goes in and out of the box without me having to hold the box. Skidding around a little bit on this slippery paper, but yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'll wait a few days. I'll knock more of this this flocking out of here. As you can see, there's definitely more in there, but I think that is a success. So our finish is complete, and we have the box flocked, and this is what our original box looked like that I made years ago. The inside nice and flocked, both the drawer and the box itself. Different finish on this. I used a wipe-on poly, and this is what we ended up with this time. Very nice walnut box. You can even see a little flame up and down in the walnut. Again, very nice flocking job. That turned out really well. And I had tried to remove some of the black from around the edge, and honestly, with a paper towel and a little bit of elbow grease, I have removed everything that I disliked about this edge. This box turned out really well. I love the natural feel to it. It's a very organic shape. I always like looking at the ends of them like this, where you can see the different layers all put together. And then when you pull the drawer out, you can see it actually separate and become two pieces. It's a very pretty drawer. Very pretty box in general. But these make wonderful Christmas gifts. Christmas just around the corner. Any kind of gift, really. I've never had anybody refuse one of my bandsaw boxes. So this one might end up a Christmas gift, but for now, it'll probably just end up under my monitor at work as a place to hold some of my pens. If I find somebody that I want to make a gift for this year, I've already got something for them. That's how you make a bandsaw box. I hope you liked the video. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff down below. If you've made a bandsaw box, I'd love to see it. If you've seen this video and it makes you want to make a bandsaw box, definitely check out the book below that I am going to link. It's where I started. It's a great book, good tips. He has a lot of good, he's the Drunken Woodworker. He's got a lot of good videos on YouTube. Including one on this. If you don't want to buy the box or buy the book for these, he has a video up already that you can go and view, and it's got some simple boxes similar to this, and he's got patterns available for free. Yeah, I think this one turned out real good, and I think I'll probably make a few more of these this year. Alright, thanks for following along. I hope you come back for another woodworking video or another hobby video, whatever I choose to make next time. And have a good one.